from 2013. The Abbott government is going to have to work hard to reform the economy. Workplace reform is a challenge. Bloated bureaucracy, hockey is undertaking an audit. Media have patted themselves on the back recently, saying the money is not that bad despite the abysmal ALP government. The audit will allow hockey to best direct resources, but vastly increased debt is not a solution. Williamson is sorry he was caught embezzling from the poorest workers, but won't pay it back. Shorten's leadership, foreshadowed as being challenged. He isn't very smart, and he is being protected by the press gallery for now. But then so were his predecessors. His AGW policy is crippling the party. Flannery's conflict of interest not revealed by the ABC because it was his conflict, not theirs. Gore's lie is exposed. Will he return his Nobel Prize? Disaster means cash splash. Abbott abusers, highly lauded by Walkleys. Meanwhile, Abbott volunteers to serve. Haddam Bant and ALP, Andrew Lee, the vultures. ALP claim the drop in boat numbers is because of ALP policy. City Morning Herald and LA Times ban warming skeptics. How is that for debate? Corruption at high levels of government is serious because I had not thought it had extended so far. I made a private complaint to the New South Wales Department of Education in 1994 about a teacher at Campbelltown PAHS who was in the habit of walking into girls' change rooms of the year 7s and 8s, touched students inappropriately in activity, publicly groping a blonde-haired girl to illustrate an activity to other year 8 students in front of staff, denying medication to students, asthma inhalers to students who forgot them prior to activity, talking inappropriately to girls on the playground, telling a year 11 girl who was smoking a cigarette she might prefer his dick. I expect nothing to happen. I expected to be pushed aside. I hadn't expected the cover-up to include the highest levels of bureaucracy and then the Premier's office. The complaint was dealt with after some aggrieved students were interviewed by protection officers after they left school. They apparently told investigators they did not feel like pursuing the matter. Investigators told me privately that as a result they would have to conclude nothing happened. I pointed out it had smoked my career and pushed me to a few schools, and I would have to think twice before reporting again. The issue became important because I was working as a border tutor at Hurlstone Agricultural High School. A control freak who didn't like me because I was fat, who was my immediate supervisor, was having difficulties getting rid of me because I don't mind doing more than other staff. I was placed on probation for being fat, but after a few terms that was forgotten. I was asked to transfer to the school and offered a president position of Liverpool Math Teachers Association. But the incumbent president, who was head teacher of maths at Hurlstone, but there was a meeting of head teachers mathematics of Hurlstone AHS and Campbelltown PAHS, and the Hurlstone Head changed his mind about wanting me to transfer or offering me the presidency. That gave me the welfare head teacher leverage. Firstly, I was moved from one accommodation place to another. Then my new place was declared unfit for habitation. I was housed in the staff common room, which was used for Olympic Road Traffic Authority as headquarters. Then I was told my place was repaired, but a guy who was retiring would stay there. I found accommodation off-site after a year of being moved around after 3 years on site. I was working as a casual night at Hurlstone during the 4th year, having started in 98. I was itinerant in 01. It was at the most senior person in duty that I met Hamidur Rahman over dinner and found out about his peanut allergy. I reported it to the head teacher welfare, whom I thought would ignore me, and his boss, the deputy principal. Both warned me not to speak publicly about Hamidur's health issue. Both promised staff would be warned about the issue. I stopped working at Hurlstone soon after that and appealed to the department over the unfair dismissal. In 2002, Hamidur died when a PE teacher who had not known of Hamidur's allergy ordered him to lick peanut butter from a spoon as a reward for an activity. The instruction to use peanut butter as a reward had come from the head teacher welfare at a staff meeting when I worked there. Later that year, the department took action against me, saying I was too fat to teach mathematics. I was offered early retirement, but declined when I was promised a new deal by a new principal at my day school of Canleyvale High School. But the harassment did not end there. In 03, I began blogging. In 04, I took long service leave. I wrote my autobiography in the hopes of changing career and was treated for sleep apnea. In '05, I was contacted by an old school friend who was a legal advisor to the then Premier of New South Wales, whom I'd asked for advice in '95 about Campbelltown. I shared my autobiography with him. In '06, I was ordered by the Department of Education to stop writing online and ordered to delete everything. This instruction was given under the auspices of the 2004 Teachers' Code of Conduct my school friend had claimed to have written. In '07, I waited until after the state election, hoping for a new government, but ALP was re-elected. I contacted the new education minister, Della Bosco, through Tripodi, and asked him to consider my issue. I threatened to resign and speak out if my issue was not addressed. The coroner investigating Hamader's death had meantime reported the parents had failed to inform the school of his allergy. Had the department not bungled the Campbelltown PAHS investigation, Hamader might well be alive today. That's it for October the 21st. If you come by this video at a later time and you like it, Also, feel free to comment and share. Spread the love. Be well.